We're live.
The meeting is now in session. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Campbell,
Here.
Councilmember Ring,
Here.
Councilmember Mays,
Here.
Councilmember Bakke,
Here.
Councilmember Pringle,
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
All right, everyone is present tonight. All right, we do have some special recognition on our agenda tonight, and we have two folks that helped us out immensely prior to the Fair Week. As you guys know, there was a decorating contest within the village with hay bales, and each year the village does a display as well. And the last couple of years, we've worked with the Southern Hills CTC to have them help design, if you will, what our decorations look like. And we had two people this year that really did an outstanding job, and we certainly want to recognize them for all of their help. I don't know if you guys saw the display, but it was hay bales that were made into animals and with pumpkin heads that were painted, and they looked super cool. So we certainly appreciate the help and want to give them a little token of appreciation. So Sage Hodges and Jalen Miller, if you could come forward. All right, don't let me mess this up. So Jalen, thank you. A little token of appreciation in there, but we certainly appreciate the help that you did with us for the village. Thank you. You guys did an outstanding job. And Sage as well, token of appreciation for you too as well. And thank you for the help.
Thank you.
Here you go. Thank you. You ladies did a nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
You want a picture? I think we want a picture. Sorry. You get to come up again. What's your? Maybe right here. Oh. It's not hiding. Thank you, ladies. Everybody got their pictures? Thank you.
So I can put it in the book.
Yes, we can absolutely get you a copy of that. Tara, if you don't mind, maybe could you go make her a copy? Or Greg? I don't know. Yeah, doesn't matter. We will absolutely get you a copy. Make a couple copies. All right. Let's see. We also have representation here tonight from ABCAP and FRS. I know they were eager to get on our agenda and really just share with the folks kind of what's going on with the FRS program and how ABCAP supports that too and how they support our community. So Damon and Nick, I know you've been here before. The floor is yours. You can move around, you can come to the podium, you can do whatever you would like.
Do I have to come to the podium?
You do not have to.
Great. I think everybody's seen our vehicles. It's again, I want to thank Nick for getting us invited to the meeting tonight. We work very well with ABCAP in both Adams and Brown counties. They help us with medical transportation for the residents in both counties, going all over about a 100-mile radius of the area here between three counties. I just wanted to share a couple of statistics and things, just quick things. I'm not going to go through a whole lot of that. I just wanted to share what the residents of Georgetown, how they utilize our service currently and things of that nature compared to the rest of the county. So currently in Georgetown we have, I'm not sure the number of residents, but we do about 3,800 trips in the last 18 months. About 54,000 miles for those residents of Georgetown. Majority of those trips, the largest percentage of those trips are employment. That may be a surprise to a lot of people. We take a lot of people to work, shopping, education, and things of that nature, but Workforce, it seems to be the drive, or the direction of the state in public transit, and how that's going. So that's about 26,000 miles. So we serve just the Georgetown residents in the county, which is a good percentage. It's about 30% of the trips that we handle in Georgetown are employment, followed closely behind by medical appointments and things of that nature. About 1,000 trips, medical trips, 1,000 shopping trips, and about 75 education. So again, people are going to Southern State and some of the local schools, and we also do some things for Andy as well. So, just wanted to share that. Compared to the county itself, the total number of public transit trips in the county is about 17,000 trips, about 323,000 miles. That's just public transit. That's not medical appointments or anything of that nature. So it's getting people where they need to go for whatever reason it may be, whether it's social needs, and again, shopping, any type of personal appointment or education and things like that. I also wanted to note that the amount of transportation that comes through Georgetown on a daily basis, whether it's not just Georgetown residents, but people that come through Georgetown or come to Georgetown for whatever reasons, is about 26% of all transportation trips we do in Brown County. So a good percentage of the county is coming through Georgetown on their way to wherever they may be, whether they're living here or going to or appointments and things like that here. So I just wanted to point that out. It's pretty important. The transit that we're doing, we're just scratching the surface here in Brown County. We've been doing public transportation in Highland County since 2020. We started 3 weeks before COVID shutdown. So we've grown quite a bit since then. We do about 172,000 miles of trips, 172,000 trips a year, about 3 million miles that we did last year. So we're pretty big in the county. We're pretty big in the region. Some of the exciting things that we have coming up is we're changing software. We're going to work more towards building capacity and efficiency for the region. It's going to work as the whole 3 counties as a region, as opposed to each individual county separately. So there's going to be a lot of efficiencies, a lot more capacity that's coming. We've got new vehicles coming. So we've got a pretty big investment in Brown County, and we're going to continue to build that going forward. So basically, we're going around to a lot of the larger counties and Adams and Brown counties just to share the information about what we offer. Again, we're a private nonprofit organization offering public transit in just this 3-county region. We do go lead the region for medical appointments for Medicaid and things of that nature, for private insurers. And that's up to 100-mile radius around here. So we go on a daily basis. We're going to Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, Chillicothe, down to Maysville, things like that. So we're all over the region. Very reasonably priced as well. Anywhere between $1 and $4 to go anywhere in the county. And then we offer passes that range from $20 to $35 for 30 days, unlimited trips. We have several people that take advantage of that. A lot of the employers and people working take advantage of that because they can pay $35 and live here and work in Leesburg for 30 days. Unlimited $35, you can't do that. You can't touch that. So we're very reasonably priced. Again, there's a couple of people here that know us and have worked with us before in the past. So we just want to get our message out and let you know that we plan to continue, even with this time of cutbacks at the federal level. And we did take a little bit of a cut this year, 15% cut, but we still continue to offer the services that we can in the counties. We start as early as 5 a.m. and we work until 11 o'clock at night. So we cover all 3 shifts of employment usually. Candlelight, Steel Type. Some of those other agencies or larger employers up in Highland County and then Adams County as well. So there's not a whole lot of employment here in Brown County. I'd say the schools are probably the largest employers here, but most of the people that ride with us are retail, that kind of thing, retail, fast food, that kind of thing. So being able to offer those late night pickups and after school positions and things like that is beneficial to this region. So, and we'll continue to do so.
Can you hit on how someone can get a hold of you to use your service again?
Yeah, absolutely. So call the local number. It's 937-483-1617. That rings to our dispatch. in either West Union or Hillsborough. They can set up a trip. We usually recommend at least 24 hours in advance for a local trip. If you're leaving the county, at least 48 to 72 hours, depending on how far it is.
Fantastic.
I can speak for Damon. We work with them at juvenile court, and they're a very good organization, always punctual, show up when they're supposed to, leave when they're supposed to, drivers are, we've never had an incident, so it's definitely a service that people that need transportation in this area, please reach out to them and utilize it, because I don't think it's utilized there enough.
Yeah, it's fairly underutilized here still. I'd say maybe about 20% of our business here, the rest of it's in Adams and Bryan County, or Adams and Hyde counties. So,
How long you been here?
we've been here since January of 22 doing medical transit, and then we started officially with ODOT in 23, January of 23, and doing public transit on a grant through ODOT. It's been a short period of time trying to get the word out. We were fair, trying to let people know what we have and what we offer. Also trying to find those employees. It's tough to find people that are willing to work the hours and things of that nature, be on the road for 8 hours a day, but we're finding them. We're pretty staffed, pretty well staffed right now. More vehicles coming. We currently have 15 vehicles in Brown County, and we have probably another 3 coming if we can, I'd say probably another 3 coming. We have 78 vehicles in the fleet total in this 3-county region.
That's quite the impact.
Yeah. And we have an office up in Mount Orbis behind Butterbees there. And we share a building up there with another EMT provider. So.
Other questions for Damon?
So it's funded by the federal government, but the
Right.
the charge that you get to the customers, was that maintenance or go to maintenance or what?
No, the fares that we charge goes to ODOT.
Okay.
We don't even we collect that money from ODOT. We're on a 50-50 grant with ODOT, so 50 of our funding comes from them, and the other 50% comes from our private contracts with JFS, doing Medicaid and other private insurers, and other contracts of that nature. So we're truly taking on 50% of the expense of the transit that we're providing for the region. So. We've been around a long time. We started back in 2000 in Hillsborough. We expanded into Adams County in 2010, and then we're down here. So.
Fantastic. Other questions?
Sounds like a great thing.
I was
So
gonna
you
say that.
you don't go off of their income at all, you just, okay.
It's just like any city. If you're a good city, you want to ride the bus, that's what we do.
Right, so if somebody had an appointment, you said they just need to call 24 hours in
Right.
advance.
Yeah, the more time they can give us, the better. That guarantees their position. Sometimes we do reach capacity, which it's been happening a lot lately. We transport a ton of people, so we do a lot of trips. But the sooner, the better. A lot of the people, when they're setting their appointments, they'll call as soon as they make the appointment. So it could be, they can schedule as much as 6 months in advance if they like, just to remember that it's set.
That's a wonderful deal, because I know a lot of seniors in our area that pay yearly to go to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah,
A lot of money, like $100 to go to Cincinnati.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that'll help a lot.
It's expensive, absolutely. Usually in those situations, again, their insurance is paying for those situations, so they don't have to worry about it.
Do you have prank calls like to come to bars and stuff to pick people up?
Yeah. We do pick them up though. As long as they set up in advance and they know they're gonna hit by, and when they think that they're gonna be done, we have to go in and chase them out. But that happens, yes. Yeah, it's good for that. We're not quite a taxi service, but if you can plan your adventure, we'll arrange to pick it up.
How does it work if someone has like a half an hour or 45-minute doctor's appointment? Do they wait for them, or how do you do that situation?
Right, so if it's a small appointment like that, if we're going to Cincinnati and it's less than an hour, we usually wait. If it's not, we don't. Typically because we have anywhere between 10 and 50 people in Cincinnati or during the day, and a lot of times It's getting people to the appointment on time, and then one person will pick up everybody at the end. So we may send multiple out and just have one come back, or we'll have a few come back. And that's just the most efficient way, instead of waiting in appointments. I know ABCAP waits, some of their people, they do a little more specialty type service where they will wait. But it's not efficient for us to have people sitting and waiting.
Any other questions?
I'd like to say something. I know that the FRS works a lot with Adams County Hospital, and it's been a huge benefit there. When you have people that don't have rides and can't find a way home, it's been a wonderful program.
Absolutely. As we transport anybody home that rides on the squad for free. We also take veterans out of the counties for free. So if the VA is not willing to take them or can't take them, we'll take them for free.
Well, Damon, we appreciate you coming to the meeting, Nick too as well. Feel free to come back anytime. Certainly we will echo your the business into the community out here too as well for you to try and help get the word out, because it is a great program and sounds like it's a little bit underutilized. So see what we can do to help.
We need to get it out to the community so
Yes.
everyone's aware.
Yes. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, welcome, Joe. Let's see, we have Jason Hammond on the schedule for tonight, but unfortunately, he is moving his presentation until the second meeting of the month, so he will not be here tonight. So we will move on to public comment, and I am going to start out in the audience. If you would like to address council, you have 5 minutes to address council, and we'll start with you, Rex. Welcome.
Thank you. I think you all probably know why I'm here. 25 years, monsters on motorcycles. And this will be our 25th year. And I'd like to ask permission from the mayor, the council, and the chief of police, okay, Sean? Permission to go through their roadblocks and do our little fun thing for the kids on Halloween trick-or-treat night.
So we're doing it just the same as we did last year. So we will have the trunk or treat around the courthouse, and then we'll have some food trucks to kind of maneuver around. But I'm assuming this council feels good with doing that?
I think this year we've talked I know that around the courthouse, we're gonna stop and let the kids jump on not take them a ride, but if they want to
Check
look
them
at
out.
the motorcycles or sit them up on, we've already discussed this, some of it. Now, I have no idea how many we'll have. We never know. Usually it's between 15 and 20. 1 year it was over 40. 2 years ago it was only 6. That's because it was 28 degrees and snow. But anyway, if you'll relay the message, we've never had any problem with the police. I think all of them are informed that we had one that tried to stop us, but the other one said no, they have permission, and it is tough. And we walk the bikes. We don't ride them through the courthouse. We actually just walk them through.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it very much, and thank you.
Thank you. We enjoy this
Thank you.
tradition, so looking forward to it once
Any
again.
questions? And no, we don't throw out candy. We don't take any candy. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right.
Is that on the 31st?
Yes, 31st, 6 to 7:30 is trick or treat. Also trunk or treat on the square, and then 6 to 9 is the event on the square. So kind of all runs together. Good
Are they
question.
doing one at the fairgrounds?
Say that again.
Isn't there one at the fairgrounds too?
They do that later in October, or wait,
No, it's
earlier.
18th.
The 18th. So it's October 18th. And the school is also doing one, I think the morning of the 31st for the kids at the school. So there's a lot going on. Yes. All right, we will continue on right here. Gentlemen on the left, would you like to address council? No. Yeah. Tina. Ladies, good. Jay? You guys are making it easy. All right. Let's see then, we will move on. Item 7 and yes, if anybody would like to leave, you're more than welcome to leave. We're gonna move into regular business. Did you guys get your agendas? Everybody good over there? I'm assuming they got them. All right, give me just a second. Moving on, item 7, under general business, we have a supplemental appropriation on page 2. When ready, Councilmember Campbell, if you could read that by title.
An ordinance making the supplemental appropriation for the village of Georgetown, Brown County, Ohio.
All right, Greg, and it looks like we have quite a few things listed here. Let's talk.
Thank you, Mayor. Kind of two areas to hit on. The first one, we are looking at $115,000, and that is for the second phase of the park. It's a 50-50 match grant. Travis has been working on that. I think he's gonna talk more about it when he gets back next week. The other remaining part of it is payroll. We tried to tighten the budget up this year with overtime and some things. We just need to appropriate a little more money into the payroll lines for a few departments.
So I know Travis is working on, as he's mentioned to you guys in the past, the park plan, and every year trying to take advantage of the 50-50 grant that's out there. It comes out this time of year, at the end of the year, where we can get new equipment basically at half off. And so he's been working through what that looks like, how that works with our equipment that's already out there, and he has some ideas. So that's one thing that, and I'm certain he's going to provide more information on that. And then, as Greg said too as well, approaching the end of the year, just with payroll and kind of the last year being Greg's first year in this role, just getting everything aligned and working through that. So that's the appropriations. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. If
What's the $184,000 for fire and EMS? Was that payroll or
It's payroll, yes.
just payroll?
That's on their payroll side, and then the other, fire and EMS is a little bit unique because they're part-time people pay into Social Security, they're full-time pay into OP&F, so that's why they've got more line items on there than you'll see with the other ones.
Any additional questions? If not, when ready, we would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Baki has made the motion with second by Councilmember Green. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Mays,
Yes.
Councilmember Baki,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle. Yes. Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you. On page 4 of your packet, take a look at that. We have another ordinance for the property maintenance, ordinance for the property maintenance code. When ready, Councilmember Campbell, if you could read that by title.
We have a number for that.
1403.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that louder.
1403.
1403. I apologize. And then when ready, Councilmember Campbell, page 4.
An ordinance adopting a property maintenance code for the village of Georgetown, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
All right, so we had some rather large discussions last month about the property maintenance code. There was a final version that was provided to you guys with edits that were suggested during the meeting, before the meeting, during the meeting, last month, or last 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. And the final copy has been provided to you. We are able, if ready, to entertain a motion to move through this. But certainly will entertain questions, concerns at the moment.
I'd like to make a comment on it.
Sure.
I've looked at that, and there's quite a lot to consume there. And through conversations with different solicitors in different areas, I've been under the understanding that through them conversations, a lot of small towns, they wouldn't recommend doing something like this. I know that some people are bothered by other people's properties when they drive by, and I understand that to a degree. But I think we also live in a community where there's a lot of people that can't afford to do the niceties that a lot of us enjoy. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't afford to, because they have to take care of their children and their taxes and their insurances as well. And I just think, for like example, say a person needs the code officer comes up to their house and says you have a broken window. I don't know that, I'm sure that my fellow council members realize this, but if they don't, I'd like to just touch on it real quick. A window, for example. Today, if I was to be called to repair a window, a simple window, for one, we live with a lot of challenges, like how far the contractors have to travel to get product to fix these windows or doors or anything for that matter. And with the cost going up on everything and a service call, a person might get hit with $800, $850 just for a simple little window on their home. And it can run to $2,500. Just like if there was an issue with the paint on somebody's house. Some of these people are older and couldn't physically do that, and they definitely, a lot of them can't afford to do that. And if I was a contractor coming out and I was given a price on painting somebody's house, it could be anywhere from $4,000 to $25,000, depending on the size of the home. So I don't, through the conversations of attorneys that are solicitors in small villages, and through knowing what it costs for a contractor to come in and do things for people, and then the people that put me here, I feel I'm supposed to serve, and I don't feel like putting this on their shoulders is serving the people that put me in this seat. So I would ask council to really consider that, because I will vote no on this. And one other thing, yes, people have to work on things, but so does the village have a lot of things to work on. And I find that we would be better serving the people if we worked on some of the things of our own that the village owns and let them work on them things. And I just hope that my fellow council members realize why we're here, and that's to serve the people. And I feel like this is oppressing people, not serving them. That's all I have to say about it.
Additional comments?
Well, it doesn't cost anything to keep your garbage picked up around your house. Rumpke picks up.
I agree with that. That's
mine. That's
But
mine.
there's a lot more to this.
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
oh, yeah, there
So it's not just about garbage in here, sir. Not to try to take away from what you're saying. Let's pass an ordinance where you gotta keep the garbage off your lawn then.
Additional comments?
I just think if we want to keep our community growing, and we have to have something like this to respect the people that are trying to keep their property in good condition, and to give the ones that are not a nudge to somehow step it up.
Yeah, we get a ton of complaints about properties, and I'm not gonna name properties, but I know so many, where we have no jurisdiction, and you can drive by the house and it's piles of stuff piled up in front of the garage, in front of the house, not well maintained. I don't think we're out here trying to penalize somebody for one broken window. We're really trying to find a way to really help clean up some of these houses and properties in the community that we have zero jurisdiction over. And there's quite a few. And, you know, as much as Mike feels that it's, you know, it's an imposition to citizens to have to, you know, keep their property clean, there's people out there that are complaining because their neighbor's yard is overflowing into their yard. We just dealt with one on Elm Street, and trying to just ask the property owner to clean it up. We really have no jurisdiction, but kindly ask, you know, you can't always, they don't have to comply. So, but when somebody has metal sliding over their yard, over from their neighbor's yard, a bunch of metal that's just piled up in their backyard, you know, things like this is what's gonna help us be able to get those properties cleaned up.
And I've heard a lot about trash and debris. I just wish we could pass something to clean up the garbage then.
And we'd probably have to add in tires and
I mean, tires would be fine. I think
we'd
I
have to
think
make
any
a full
kind of-
list of.
yard debris, period, that don't belong in the yard would be completely suitable. But I think that there's a lot more in that packet than tires and garbage in the yard.
No, I see a lot of rundown abandoned buildings, you know, take one for, outside by the golf course, for example. You know, that building is caving in. We paid, what, $5,000 for, raccoons and groundhogs to try to get rid of them, and you know, that guy had made a good point that night that if you kind of fix what's here, then they go back to the wilderness, or, you know, they won't be in those kind of structures. So for me personally, I agree that, you know, we kind of have something set in place for tall grass, obstructions pulling in and out of intersections, that kind of stuff. But I agree, we need something more solid like this to the structures. Like there's an old lumberyard in town, and like I said, that structure out by the golf course, and there's a house up here behind, like towards the fairgrounds, and it would give us some more room to actually, and it's in there, it's kind of individual based, you know, you can come out and, you know, in here it reads that you go out and you kind of get a citation or a notice, like this is the problems we see. And then you can file against it and say, you know, what's wrong with this? And then we have the opportunity to work with them individually also, if they show, like, you know, it's owned by a 90-year-old and we can't have the money. But, you know, when it comes to certain things, I agree, we need something stronger than what we have in place to get the ball rolling and clean up some of these. For me, it's more about the buildings and that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at.
And again, I can get behind everything you just said as far as an abandoned building that's fallen down. There should be something wrote up in regards to that. But as far as a place that somebody lives daily, there's a lot of people that ain't fortunate enough like we are that live in a nicer place and can't afford to do the upgrades. Truly, there's a lot of people in this community that do without. And whether it's lack of their own desire to work, you know, 3 jobs like I do, or whether it's their ability to find the work, or if it's just the economy as a whole, I don't know what that is. But I 100% agree that that's ridiculous that them buildings are falling down out there on Hammer Road. And something should be done in that manner. But there's a lot more in here than an abandoned building falling down. There's a lot more than trash, guys. If you was telling me you wanted places cleaned up, I could get behind you 100%, but I can't get behind everything that's in here. And it's so much that we can't go over it in a public setting. If it's that much, it's a lot.
Well, half of it's definitions, you know.
Yep.
And that, because the way the law reads, no offense, Joe, it's complicated. And it takes half of this to even understand what, you know, 3/4 of these words mean. So, like I said, majority of the stuff I read in here, and I put down, I think I wrote down 13 pages worth of stuff to edit and remove before. I think this is on the right track, in my opinion. So, I totally understand your opinion. And
I would just, this is where I'm at this point. Now, we, the 6 of us, have sat down and we've discussed and we went through and we've decided what we should think about taking out, adding, adjusting. But the thing that we haven't done, and that's asking and input from the people that it's going to affect, and that's everybody within that corporation limit.
that's kind of our job, though.
Yeah.
We're representing them. That's why they put us in these chairs also. So, in my opinion, we're speaking for them.
And protect them. you know, the property.
We publish the agendas, and we have a copy at the office that they're more than welcome to come in and request free of charge. And that's something that we certainly make available as well. We have this public forum that anybody can come and speak to anything, and they do at times that we're discussing.
And I don't think, I mean, I know that the citation would not be that much, and I'm sure that when the inspector went out and inspected some of these properties and communicated with the owner, you know, I believe that the inspector probably would have a heart and some understanding that if they have 6 kids and, you know, a broken down vehicle that's been sitting there for a few days, he's probably going to be able to feel not sorry, but, you know, compassionate that he may have been in that same situation himself at some time. So it's definitely not a moneymaker.
And the first step in the process, as with zoning or this, is it's not an immediate citation. It's a letter and a request to, hey, this is what we see, this is what we would like to see, and a timeline of we would like to see it in.
Work with us.
And here's my phone number, here's the village. If you have questions, please call me, please reach out. And I can tell you for a fact, there have been multiple properties that have been ongoing with cleanups. You know, they make progress in the 30 to 60 days that Mike gives them. For whatever reason, they need more time, they need more, you know, whatever it is, resources. And there's not an immediate citation made, it's a working plan. And our whole goal is not to penalize people and monetarily penalize them. Our goal is to get our community cleaned up. And you're not gonna do that by penalizing people with monetary fines. It's working with them.
But at the end of the day, if we pass this, then it ain't about us liking for them to do it, it's about them having to do it.
Not necessarily, Mike. It's, again, a human that's your code enforcement. It's a human that works with the people in the community every day. And I know just by working with him how he operates and what he does.
I understand that totally, but at the same time, you're gonna have people that standing there seeing this happen with one person, and then they went and did the appropriate things, and they're gonna stand there and scream at Travis or whoever's in that office that this person didn't have to do it, why did I have to do it? So
I would encourage you to talk directly one-on-one to Mike Click and just get some feedback from him.
I have spoken with Mike Click multiple times, actually.
Okay. Additional comments? Again, this is a second reading. If anybody feels strongly and wants to make a motion, more than welcome to. Additional comments can be made.
Make a motion that we move forward.
Councilmember Frame
Motion to adopt the ordinance.
has made a motion to adopt the ordinance. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Campbell. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Mays,
No.
Councilmember Bakke,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle. Yes. Councilmember Jones,
No.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
All right, motion passes.
Since it, just as a procedural matter, so it was set up to be an emergency, since it did not get the required number of votes for an emergency, it just passes. It's not as an emergency.
Okay.
So what ordinance number is that?
1404, 1404.
1404, correct, Tara?
Yes.
Yep, perfect. All right, and again, if there are additional questions, or if you've not spoken to Mike Click on the property maintenance code or how he operates in doing his role, I would highly encourage you to do so. I would also highly encourage you to talk to him about some of the challenges that he has, which stems right around this code. All right, moving along.
I just have a
Yeah,
side
sure.
note. I contacted Mike a month ago. I had a real estate client that had a property that had an adjoining lot, and he had an offer on someone just wanting to buy the house and not the lot. So my seller said, well, I'll keep the lot and I'll see what I can put on it, a couple buildings. I said, well, okay. I said, but I gotta find this out. So I went to talk to Mike, made an appointment, talked to him. He went out and looked at it And then he called me back and he said, after review, that the person had to almost sell the lot with it, or if they didn't sell the lot, to put the building on it, he would have to put another resident. So, I mean, you know, he gets his information, looks it up, and makes sure he's telling us what's right. So I
didn't quite understand what you said there, I'm sorry.
there was a house with 2 lots, a residence on one lot and a vacant lot. And he got an offer on just the house. And they didn't want the other lot.
For what reason? Why did they not want the other lot?
They didn't want to pay the extra money.
Okay.
So he said, well, I'll keep the lot and I'll put me a couple storage sheds on there and rent them out, which we thought was fine. So I said, well, I better check on this first before we move forward with this deal. So I checked with Mike and he said, well, I'll go look. And he went and looked and he said, no. He said, if he wants to keep that lot and put buildings on it, then he has to put another house on it.
Oh, so you can't do a lot or a
Well,
building with
you have to check with him what the code says. Because, I mean, he was gonna go ahead and get 2 Amish buildings, put on there and rent them.
Yeah,
So I'm glad we didn't,
yeah.
or he did.
Yeah, with the zoning code, there's setback restrictions and various things that come into play with that, so definitely good choice to check with Mike Click for that. All right, let's see, item 8, we're looking at the fiscal report on page 61 of your packet. And let me get there. There we go. So you've got the bank reconciliation as well as the payment listing. And we are fortunate enough to have Greg here tonight. So if you have any questions about the payment listing, please feel free to ask. We also have an updated appropriation status in your packet. And
Maybe I have one question about that. Is the time all right now to ask the question?
sure.
So the receipts obviously are what you spent out, correct, for the village?
Well, the receipt side is what comes in, so if somebody, purchases a grave or buys a yard sale permit or anything on that end.
Okay, so, so that's the received money and then the payments are
What we spend
paying
out,
out, right?
our Duke bill, our Rumpke bill, all of that.
So what is the receipts generated from, besides the cemetery? Is that like utility bills all coming into?
Well, they come in their own individual, they come in a batch for the whole month. We get that at the end of the month to do the actual, to reconcile the bank. Cause you've got credit card payments, you've got your check payments, your cash. As far as other sources for receipts, I mean, you've got zoning permits, you've got yard sale permits, people buy plats at the graveyard, any of that. And then we get, obviously our mayor's court money gets receipted into it as well.
And so does the utilities all come into that too, or no?
They do, but they come in one large batch at the end of the month. We've actually got a spreadsheet I can share with you.
But that's part of that $1 million is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it all goes in there together.
Okay, everything goes together. Okay, I was just curious what all that came from.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's a lot of money, $1 million. So I'm just curious, where's all that money coming in
Right.
from? So it's from cemetery plots and basically everything.
Anything that they come into our office and pay, fines, fees, permits, anything like that can all get receipted in there.
Okay.
You'll see, like when we receive donations and things like that, it gets receipted in there as well.
So that's probably even the tax money from people paying their taxes, I would assume that
Well,
would go in the
hers
receipts?
gets receipted in as one batch as well.
But it's still part of that money,
Yeah,
right?
it is
Okay.
part of it all.
Okay. All right, sorry.
Additional questions? All right, if not, you will see the mayor's court is on page 102, and that's pretty active these days. Certainly. And then on page 104, you will see report from Mike Click for the zoning activity that's been completed over the last couple of months. I think Mike was out quite a bit with some PTO, so. All right, any questions on any of that? All right, if not, Joe, I do believe there.
Mayor, I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G2 to discuss the property or purchase of property.
Councilmember Baki has made a motion to go into executive session. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Seconded by Councilmember Campbell.
Before we vote to
Yes.
go in, we're gonna discuss a property issue. I think Councilmember Mays, you're gonna be recused, is that correct?
Yes,
For the last part of it, right?
it's up to this council. I was under the impression it was for the first part and then we'll bring you in later.
Okay, I thought you.
However you wanna do it,
For
but
our discussion, I thought that.
it doesn't matter if it's at the beginning or the end.
I think at the beginning is what we were looking,
Okay,
Travis and I talked about.
okay, so that's fine. I just wanted to point that out, but you're gonna recuse yourself on the vote.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so Councilmember Baki has made a motion to go into executive session. Councilmember Campbell has seconded that motion. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Mays,
Yes. Oh, what, I thought,
This is to go in, are you gonna recuse?
oh, I have to, okay, I'll recuse.
Councilmember Baki,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
I thought you were talking.
All right, motion passes. So, those that are gonna be in the executive session, we're gonna go across the room and see the